The recent crisis in Bangladesh and the removal of Sheikh Hasina from power is now going to create a problem for India in the northeast, because the ISI of Pakistan last week has launched what is known as the Operation Pin Code. Though the operation itself is a very old idea, but it has now got a new lease of life, specifically with the chaos that Bangladesh today witnesses. And in this video we will try to understand that what exactly does the ISI plan to do. The ISI's new game plan today is to use two important organizations in Bangladesh. The first one is the Bangladesh Jamaat-e-Islami and the second one is Harkatul Jihad-e-Islami. The ISI has decided to launch 19 training camps along the Indo-Bangladesh border. These 19 camps have just come up in the last 1 week time. These camps are funded by money that comes from Islamabad Development Bank. The money also comes through Saudi Arabia's Islamic Bank. The money primarily reaches these destinations through Hawala transactions. On top of that, the Operation Pin Code now is under the leadership of ISI's officer Brigadier D.K. Baksh. D.K. Baksh, who is the brigadier from the ISI, who has been deputed now in the Bangladeshi territory presently, is now coordinating his activities with the Jamaat-e-Islami. He has already taken on board Abdul Hassan Mudaish, who is the leader of Jamaat-e-Islami there. He has already started working very closely with another partner whose name is Abdul Qadir Mullah. Abdul Qadir Mullah is the leader of a group known as the Muslim Liberation Front of Burma. These groups are now joining hands together with the ISI to unfold a new game plan in the northeast. Now, through the 19 jihadi training camps that have come up along the Indo-Bangladesh border, the ISI, which has already penetrated into the madrasas in West Bengal and Assam, is now going to use those radical people whom they have radicalized in the Indian madrasas to orchestrate their operations. Now the game is very clear. People across from the Bangladesh border in the 19 camps that the ISI has recently established, they today have the money, they today have the arms and ammunition. And the people on the other side of the Indian border, which includes the West Bengal region, which includes also the Assam region, here the ISI penetrated madrasas where they have radical people are going to fuse together. Money and ammunition will flow from Bangladesh to India. Radical people in India who have been radicalized by the ISI through a persistent campaign of jihad are now going to create, number one, riots in the northeast. In the near future, in the next 3 to 5 months, the situation in the northeast is likely to become more vulnerable because there is going to be damage to the social fabric through the Hindu-Muslim violence. There will be more attempts made by the ISI for undertaking Islamization of the northeast today. And apart from that, general unrest amongst the locals and these outsiders. So the idea is very clear. Destabilize northeast, keep the northeast vulnerable and volatile. This will compel the government of India to send a portion of their army to the northeast to control the situation. Now look at the larger context in which the ISI is operating. They have already created troubles for us in the Jammu and Kashmir region and the Punjab region. A part of our armed forces are already occupied in the northwest part, which is the frontier with Pakistan. Today, the Chinese have already created and opened up a big front on the Ladakh side where our armed forces are already there. And now, as part of the Operation Pin Code, the ISI is going to launch these operations in the northeast, where in the northeast territory you will now observe that our armed forces would be diverted here. So if you look at the larger canvas, the things are very clear. The ISI and the Chinese, they have worked in cahoots with each other together to divert the attention of the Indian armed forces at 3 places. And Operation Pin Code is one of the greatest new diversionary tactic for the energy of our armed forces in this part. As a result of which, if Indian armed forces are bogged down to confront these regional threats, then one thing is very clear, that this will give the space to the Chinese to do their own regional aspirations. This will help the ISI to keep India under check through the larger strategy of bleeding India by 1,000 cuts and keep Northeast volatile till the time we keep on having future elections. And a volatile Northeast, because of the ISI, is also a good sense or a good game for the Americans, because the Americans would continue to use the territory of Bangladesh for anti-India operations in the long run. So I hope that this larger canvas of Operation Pin Code has now become clear to you. One of the very recent manifestations of this Operation Pin Code has been what 2 days back the Bangladeshi government accused India that we have tried to cause some flooding in their territory. This is a intentional activity done by the ISI to create an acrimony between India and Bangladesh, so that if India and Bangladesh are at the governmental level locked in this issue, then ISI will continue to get a leverage of the territory of Bangladesh to continue to radicalize their 19 training camps, and Brigadier DK Baksh, the person leading the Operation Pin Code, will continue to supply arms, ammunition, money covertly to people across the border, so that the more destabilization in the long run can come for. So Northeast, unfortunately, at this juncture, with the situation in Bangladesh and the Operation Pin Code, is at a very serious problem. I hope this video clarifies the larger game plan. Thank you.